my gosh. Do you hear that sound? Cleo, do you hear that sound? It must be. It is a big blue whale. Okay, welcome back, first graders. We're going to finish reading our book, Big Blue Whale, today by Nicola Davies. Remember, today we're going to read the really fancy parts, the small writing that is going to tell us a ton of facts. So get ready to learn a lot today about blue whales. Before we get started, I do want to remind you that you can grab a turn and tell partner. So maybe it is your stuffed animal. Maybe it is your pet, like my cat Huey. I guess he wants to be my turn and tell partner today. Or maybe it's going to be a family member. So it's up to you. You decide. Okay, so we are going to check our objective today. Our goal in reading is I can retell a nonfiction text by identifying the main topic and important details I learned from the text. So after we finish reading the rest of this book, we're going to fill out our main idea and details web and then practice retelling everything we learned from this story. All right, let's dive in. Female blue whales are a little bigger than the males. Blue whales can grow to 100 feet long and weigh 150 tons. That's heavier than 25 elephants or 115 giraffes. In deep water, there isn't much light and it's hard to see, so blue whales use their sense of hearing and their sense of touch to find their way around. Oh, that must be why their eyes are so small. They don't really use them. Blue whales can live for about 70 to 80 years. A blue whale can stay underwater for 30 minutes or more, but on long journeys, it usually surfaces for air every 2 to 5 minutes. Wow, okay. Take a moment, store those facts in your back pocket. You're going to need them later for our main idea and details web. A blue whale can have as many as 790 baleen plates in its mouth. Baleen is tough, bendy stuff like extra hard fingernails. Oh, I remember reading about the baleen plates in their mouth, but I didn't realize that that's what they're made out of. It's like the same as your fingernails. Huh, so interesting. A blue whale can have as many as 88 folds of skin in its throat. Oh, that must be why it makes it so easy for it to balloon out that way. A blue whale can eat about 30 million krill in one day. That's 3 big truckloads. That's a lot of krill. Oh my gosh, and that answers my question. Remember, I wanted to know how many krill a blue whale can eat in a day? Now I found out it's 30 million in a day. That's a lot. Have any of your wonderings from the past 2 lessons been answered so far? You can pause the video and take a moment, look at your KWL chart, and check it out. Go ahead. Okay, I hope some of your wonderings were answered. This book has so many facts. Let's keep reading. In summer, the blue whale grows a thick layer of fat all over its body. This fat is called blubber, and it's a food store for the winter when the whale eats very little. I want to talk about the word store. So, store can mean 2 things. We know a store is like a place where you buy things, like the grocery store, but we also can understand that store can mean to keep something to use later. So when it says that it's using blubber or fat and it's storing food for the winter, that means that all the food that it grows over the summer, it's going to keep to use later. Kind of like we know that bears, they hibernate in the winter, so they eat a lot right before they go into their caves to hibernate, because they're going to use all that food energy later. They're storing it. Can you try to do a symbol with me for store? So I'll say store. Keep something to use it later. Great. Some blue whales spend their summers around the South Pole and swim north to the equator for the winter. So they're in the South Pole and they swim north to the equator for wintertime. Others live around the North Pole and swim south for the winter. Oh, so those guys live up here and swim south to the equator, that middle part of the earth, the imaginary line. But when it's winter at the South Pole, it's summer at the North Pole. So the two groups of whales never meet. How interesting is that? It's too bad they never get to meet each other. Male and female blue whales mate in winter and then part. Babies are born about a year later. A blue whale baby is 23 feet long at birth. It drinks more than 150 gallons of milk a day, suckling it from the teats tucked into its mother's belly. Wow, that's a lot of milk. You guys probably know about a gallon of milk you buy from the grocery store that's about this big. Can you imagine drinking 150 of those? Wow. That's a lot, Cleo. Cleo feels overwhelmed. Okay, let's keep going. I'm keeping all of these in my back pocket. I'm noticing what I'm learning as I continue reading. It's good to take a moment and stop and talk about it. It helps you remember it later. Adult blue whales make their hums in deep water. It's much colder than near the surface, which helps the hum to travel a long way. Interesting. I remember learning about their hums last time, that they hum very low hums, but now I understand that has to happen in the deep water. Okay, and that's it. We have read all of the extra little facts in this book, and I hope that you are feeling as amazed as I am. Maybe some more of your wonderings were answered. I know this one. I wonder if mother whales ever find their kids when they're older. That wasn't answered, but I know I can read another book about blue whales or many other books about blue whales and hopefully find an answer about that. I'm sure that researchers have been looking for that answer too. Okay, friends, we are ready to move on to our main idea and details rub. And as a reminder, last week I told you main idea, it's just that what the story is mostly about. So yes, the topic of this book is blue whales, but if you want to turn your topic into a main idea, which is a little meatier, a little better, then you tell me a sentence about that topic. You tell me a little bit about what it's about. So I am going to move my KWL chart to this side, but I will be possibly using it later. And I am going to think about the main idea. I think that if the topic is blue whales, a sentence about them that tells what the book was really about would be that blue whales are very special animals. Would you agree with me? After everything we read today about blue whales and this week, would you say they're pretty special? I would. Oh, you would too, Cleo? Cleo, you know some blue whales? Cleo's met some blue whales and she thinks, yes, they are very special. That is some good insider knowledge. Thank you, Cleo. Now, I know from last time that if I said this is the main idea, I need to now support that main idea. I need to prove it. I need to say, yeah, that's true with my details. So if this is what I'm thinking, I wonder if some of my learnings from my KWL chart could actually prove that that's true. I had learned so many things, and I wonder if they prove that blue whales are very special animals. Now, while I look at these, I want you to go grab your notebook and open up to another clean page and create a new detail web. So you remember our detail web from last time. We had our main idea in the middle and our details, 6 detail spaces all around. Remember, you can make it on a different piece of paper, a bigger piece of paper to have enough space to write if you would like. Go ahead and go prepare that right now. You can go ahead and write down our main idea on your web. Blue whales are very special animals, or if you have a similar main idea in your own words, that would be even more awesome. Now, I was looking through the L's from my KWL charts, the things I learned, and I was thinking, do they prove that blue whales are very special animals? I'm going to look at the first one. I learned blue whales hum very low hums that can be heard thousands of miles away. That's pretty special. So I am going to add that as one of my details. I learned that a blue whale skin feels like a wet egg. Now, while that helped me visualize, I'm not sure that's very special because I think probably a lot of the animals in the ocean probably have skin that feels pretty similar. Probably other whales might have similar skin, so I don't think that makes it that special. I'm not going to put that detail up here. This other thing I learned that a whale's throat can open big like a balloon. Oh yeah, that was pretty special. I'm not sure how many other animals can do that. So I am going to add that detail as well. Now, I know I still have 4 more spaces up here to write down details that prove that blue whales are very special animals. I would like you to write in your notebook. I'm going to write down my ideas, and then we'll meet back together and see how many of our details line up. Go ahead. Okay, so I hope you have some really juicy details that prove that blue whales are very special animals. I hope you got to pull out all those things you remembered from your pocket and use them. Let's see how many of them align with what I have remembered as what I think are important details to this story. I thought that they can grow to 100 feet long and weigh 150 tons was pretty important, pretty special. They are the biggest creature to ever live. That's very special. So I'm going to add that as a detail. Did you guys have anything about their size or their weight on your chart? I also thought this was a pretty good detail that proved they're special. They don't have teeth. They have lots of baleen plates to catch krill. I think there's not a whole lot of animals that we could say have baleen plates. So that's definitely one of my details. Now remember, last time I talked about how the main idea is like a pizza. It's the big idea. What's the whole thing about? And what we're doing right now are talking about the details, the toppings. We need lots of little toppings in order to make a big pizza. So think about main idea and details the same way. Without all of these little details, we couldn't come up with the big idea. We wouldn't be able to understand what the story is all about. These are what help us understand the story. Okay, let's keep going. Another detail I thought that was pretty special is that they make very long journeys from the Arctic seas to the equator all their lives. They always are make that really long journey. That seems very special. And the last detail I wrote down, I wonder if it's the same as yours. Adult blue whales can eat about 30 million krill a day. I know we just read that today and I thought that was so cool. Baby blue whales can drink about 150 gallons of milk a day. So I thought this detail about what they eat when they're babies or adults, that was very special because not a lot of animals can eat this much. Okay, friends, maybe you have some of the same details as I have. Maybe you have all different details than I have. As long as it proves that blue whales are special animals, then it's a great detail. There were a lot to choose from in this book. All right, I'm going to get my partner, Cleo the cuttlefish, and I'm going to practice retelling this nonfiction book to her. I'm going to grab my book. It's always good to have my book in my hands to kind of remind me. And I'm going to use these sentence stems as I go. Remember, to retell a nonfiction book just means to tell about a real book. I'm telling you all about it. And I'm going to use this map to help me. You ready, Cleo? Okay. I'll put Cleo here. She's going to listen. Here we go. Cleo. This book is called Big Blue Whale by Nicola Davies, and it is all about how blue whales are very special animals. I had learned that blue whales hum very low hums that can be heard thousands of miles away. They also don't have any teeth. They have lots of baleen plates to catch krill. They make very long journeys from the Arctic seas to the equator all their lives. I learned that a whale's throat can open big like a balloon that helps it catch all those krill. They can grow to 100 feet long and weigh 150 tons. They are the biggest creature to ever live, Cleo. And they also, adult blue whales, can eat about 30 million krill a day. Baby blue whales can drink about 150 gallons of milk a day. Whew. What do you think? How did I do? Did I retell the nonfiction book pretty well? I did not use this sentence today. The topic of the book is. Instead I said, this book is all about. And that's okay too. It means the same thing. I told you more than 3 facts that I learned. I told you all 6 that I wrote on my web today. I'm going to challenge you today after you've finished filling out your main idea and details web, which hopefully you already have, to make sure you tell your turn and tell partner a retell. If you want to use these sentence stems, you absolutely can. As long as you're telling them what the book's about and at least 3 things you've learned, then you're doing an awesome retell. Okay, I'm going to give you a moment to do that first before we wrap up our lesson. So go ahead, find your turn and tell partner and let them know what this story is all about. Okay, how did you do? Did it feel a little easier this week than last week to retell a nonfiction book? I hope so. You guys already know so much information when you read things. It's just practicing, learning how to tell somebody else all about it. Okay, let's review our objective for today's lesson. I can retell a nonfiction text by identifying the main topic and important details I learned from the text. How did you do? Did you retell this nonfiction text to somebody today? Were you identifying the main topic or the main idea and all the important details that proved it was true? Awesome job, first graders. I want you guys to really be proud of yourselves. You deserve a really awesome cheer. So let's do our muscle beach cheer like Mr. Shady taught us. You ready? So we're going to get our arm ready. We're going to get our other arm ready. And we'll go, oh yeah. Nice job. I wish that I could be there to give you a high five for all your hard work today. But I will be seeing you in groups soon, and I know your other teachers, Miss Tapia and Miss Price, will also be seeing you soon, and they're really excited to hear and see your main idea and details web. Don't forget that when you're done with those, you can take a picture of it and send it to your teacher on Class Dojo through text or through email. Okay, thanks for all your hard work this week, Mustangs, and I will see you next week when we read a brand new nonfiction book. And Cleo might not be joining us next week. It might be somebody else. So tune in to see the book and my turn and tell partner. Have a good weekend. Bye.